Hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Astral Calling, here on twitch.tv/tabletop rules. Tonight, we space.
Space.
Yeah.
Space.
Huzzah.
What is
The
it?
final frontier.
It's a
Do not
verb if we
worry.
tell you it is.
Do not worry, there will be no circling lights to give you motion sickness on this space mountain. But
That's very specific.
Isn't it always?
it is.
We're
People.
also not in a mountain. We're in a prison.
Well, yeah, but we'll get there. But before we begin, other announcements, other shows on the channel. Tomorrow night, the Tabletop Bros, with a possible very shaken, scared Will, depending on how freaky Sinners is. We'll see what happens from that.
Don't spoil, chat.
Don't spoil, but I'm going to see it
No
with
spoils.
people tomorrow, so it should be fun. Then, on Sunday, Cozy Co-op, Stardew Valley, Sarah, Will, M, chilling, relaxing. Yay.
Catching up B-balls outside the hood.
Yep. We're apparently apparently Concerned Ape is locking himself in a cabin in the woods until Haunted Chocolate Tear is done.
He's like, I can't. I have to get this done.
So that's surprising. Speaking of things that are surprising, on Monday night, the golden ending for Strength of Thousands AP. Join us as Matt proceeds to throw things at us, challenges. Some may say
I'm in trauma.
when Igor is the most mentally stable member of the party, something is going wrong. Then
Correct.
Boy.
on Tuesday, Sprout stream. Dad is playing Final Fantasy right now, so he might actually make some progress.
Let's go, Dada!
I'm surprised. I saw
Throw it!
Dada. I see Dada on Discord playing Final. Oh no, now they're playing something else.
Damn it, Dada Fang!
That reminds me,
Love
I
of
have
Christ.
to turn on like the 45-minute cutscene soon.
And
Just let that roll.
you'll get to meet Dada in a few months, Matt.
A few
Like
months.
in person.
IRL.
Yeah, because TJ's coming
In
up
the
to
meat
Winnipeg.
space.
TJ's coming up to Winnipeg for Icon.
Oh, fun.
Questionable decision, but we'll
Very.
see how it plays out.
As I always say, it would be a cold day, but not too cold day in hell before I got some of the Southerners up here.
I mean, hey, if I have to do multiple circuits of the cat showing realm, Canada's on the roster.
Oh, sweet. Let me and them know then.
But Quebec mostly.
I was
Oh,
gonna say yes, Canada, but probably not Winnipeg.
oh, I don't care about. We would go other places. Now Quebec's
See-
kind of like the elephant
Ooh,
graveyard of
I
Canada.
Next year, our
Well, see-
annual's in Toronto, though.
See, I guess Quebec
rather
is where
go
the
to
cats
Quebec.
are, because Winnipeg is where the freaks at.
It is.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh God, it is. Y'all, I'll have to share with you some local news after stream.
We've seen the
Oh,
job listings.
boy.
Yeah.
That's true.
Then, chat doesn't have context for that.
What?
Chat doesn't have context for that.
Chat can
job.
go on Craigslist in the Winnipeg location and see for
Oh.
themselves what
Don't-
the job
don't
listing
do it,
looks
chat.
like.
I'd already distracted myself with the thoughts of how to get a Winnipeg is for freak shirt.
I wouldn't recommend it, but you could do it. That's an option.
Then, on Wednesday, speaking of trauma,
Oh boy.
Wild Ambition, McKenna might get to play Nimbus again.
Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how that whole thing kind of shakes out.
Yeah, we'll find out. So that should be fun. Who knows? Who knows what will happen to Nimbus? I know possibilities of what can happen to Nimbus. And one of them would get McKenna to come up to Canada and possibly punch me. So we'll find out. Then
Do it well, it'll be
On-
worth it.
it would
We'll
be
get lunch.
it would be amazing storytelling.
He's
Then
coming down in June anyway. I won't have to wait that long. Just long enough for me to train.
you'd have to catch me. Then on Friday,
We're gonna be at the same wedding, motherfucker.
you'd have to catch me.
There's
Door,
ways to-
Will,
You're not
doors
that
can
fast.
doors can be locked.
I am fast if I Naruto run.
No,
No,
you're not.
no.
That'll be easier to trip you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
your
Incorrect.
balance will be so
And it'd
terrible.
be funnier too.
It would be. Then on Thursdays we're off, amusing games, Pathfinder stuff. Friday, not the Strength Thousands, the Astral Calling, the show you're watching right now. And why are you watching this show? Well, personally, I think it's because of the cast that we have. Starting off with the person most likely to have a hatred for gambling way soon, Sarah, playing Captain Cypress.
Hello, everybody. I'm Sarah Margaret, also known as Cosmic Deity 746, and I'm here. Y'all miss me?
Yes.
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 I am here for the interim.
And for
sure.
your super fun question, what is your favorite slightly flawed tabletop RPG riddle? Like, is it the I always tell the truth, I always lie? Or like things like that. What's your favorite, like, slightly flawed in some way riddle?
RPG riddle.
Doesn't even need to be RPG riddle. It's just general
Very
riddle.
esoteric question.
Just as a riddle in general.
Yeah.
I think it's less the riddle and more as a puzzle. I think it is decidedly cliched to do the I click one thing and then two more turn on and then I click another thing, but that clicks off the one that I clicked, but also clicks on that thing. That is a tried and true puzzle for all puzzle dynamics,
Mhm.
and I hate it up the wazoo
All my homies
because
hate Inazuma.
there is supposed to be a pattern that works with it. This button goes 2, 3 if it's 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then 2 is 1, 3. Like, there should be a pattern. There's never, to me, an identifiable pattern that works for that puzzle dynamic in any iteration. Either they alter it, they change it, or it's quite literally a brute force puzzle. I had that just the other day with Andromeda. Crazy was there, who actually figured out the puzzle of the answer,
Mhm.
but a minute after I brute forced through the door, they were like, "Oh, I see it. It's this pattern." And I went, "I'm already through, Crazy." They're like, "Darn."
Speaking of brute force, someone who may one day shining me, we have Matt playing Darius.
Now, I know you probably meant to imply that I would give you a shiner by punching you in the face, but you said shining.
No,
so I'm
I
starting to think-
shining, like, yeah.
I think taking an axe to a door would be fun.
I think it would. One day I'd like to go to one of those rooms.
Here's Matthew.
One of those rooms where you just get to destroy everything.
Oh, rage
Did
room.
you know that
Rage room. Any
psychologists
room's
say
a
that
rage
rage
room if
rooms
you
are
all have
actually bad for your mental health?
Catharsis? Yeah.
Because it puts
Um,
like a positive influx onto it can make you more violent if you do it too much, because it puts a positive sort of receptor onto the act of violence.
I don't know about you, but I
Pavlov.
did it one day for a party and I felt very cathartic
Things
afterwards.
I learned while working with therapists, y'all. But Matt, slightly flawed dungeon thing. Do your thing.
Oh, by the way, I'm also playing Darius tonight, the Forge Cleric.
I did say that.
Yeah. Oh boy, this is catching me because I do like riddles, and there's one very specific sort of riddle thing I want to mention, but I can't because I'm using it on Monday.
Oh,
Not
you
this
bastard.
not this coming Monday necessary, but in
Was
the
that your
day-
plan, Will?
Yeah, that was partially my plan. Yes.
You fool! I will never reveal my secrets. I've been sitting on things for years.
You almost fell for the oldest trick in the book.
Fighting a land war in Asia,
Yes.
or going in with a Corsican when there's death on the line. Oh, I can't really think of any riddles at the moment that aren't just terribly complicated. I don't know. I always do like a good kind of just like mirror kind of puzzle where you have to like manage to get the light in the right way by adjusting the mirrors. Admittedly, you can just do sort of
The
like
mirror.
trial and error until you get it right, so it doesn't really require any cleverness, and I do kind of hate those riddles, but I do kind of enjoy them.
Next up, probably the person who's most versed in puzzles and video games and riddles. We have Chad playing Vimbus.
Yep. Just one syllable. And I just blinded myself because I thought
Hmm.
my Microsoft Edge was in dark mode, but turned out it was just Roll20. So I brought up Microsoft Edge and blam. Mine's also kind of a puzzle thing. This is one I've done to you, Will. And I'm sure if I ever do it again, I will do it to more people. I love putting down clues, and then the puzzle is there is no puzzle. So
Yeah, I've done this
so
too.
the one I did when I DM'd a one shot for Will and some other people is there was a room before the puzzle room where their solution was they had to connect these metal rods to send like a current through, and it opened the door. And in the next room there was a bunch of like almost like lightning rods and electricity going through, and there's like metal rods along the wall, and there are some spots where people have definitely like gotten electrocuted. Huh? The solution was just to walk across the room and go to the next door and just
You
don't
know
get close to
how
the
long?
lightning.
You know how long the other people in that game took on that puzzle?
Yeah, it took a long time. I mean, it didn't help that when they walk, it says make sure you move spot by spot
Yep. And then there
so
was
you
me
don't
who
get
was
too
just
far ahead.
like, as I'm going, they're like, "No, you have to stop. You're going to get us all killed." It's like I'm not.
But there was the puzzle was there was no puzzle. The whole other unlocking the room was just to prime you to think you had to do another connection of some sort. You didn't have to do any of that shit.
Speaking of priming, people who often prime things because they sometimes will do artwork. McKenna
Okay, you got there.
Yeah,
playing Evie.
sure. Hi everyone. My name is McKenna Ray Tynan. I'm playing Experiment 3 version 13, also known as Evie, our plasmoid artificer. And also sometimes accompanied by a creature. It's a creature feature. Hi, Kachio. Hi. Goodbye.
Unhand me,
And
mother.
Go for the dice,
I
Cacio.
he can't. They're behind. That's this whole glass case, by the way, for those of you who don't know. All of these
Covered in
rows
dice.
here, those are all dice.
If he gets at that
Those are
dice now,
all
that's a
I
real
dice.
just
problem.
I just imagine Cacio with like the single cat claw, just like chink.
Well, I was going to get an etagere to put like shelves to put things on, and then he chewed up my only anime figurine that I've ever bought for myself, which is my Deep Sea Miku, which is
Aw.
also up there in the cabinet. Um, and so I had to hide her in the closet until I got a shelving unit with glass on it. Um, so yeah, we can't have nice things in this household. Or
Mm.
in the dungeon. I guess I don't really have like a least favorite dungeon mechanic because I'm not big on dungeons in the
Or
first
like
place.
puzzle, or like puzzle and like a thing. Like you must have hated parts of Inazuma.
I mean, sure. I guess I just
Loved Inazuma. Me and Rose are the minority in that one.
I liked Inazuma. I don't know. I think I had more of an issue tonally with Inazuma where it was just kind of sad to run around in after a while because there was just so much destruction all over the place. Like it was just kind of that was my beef with it, but that's besides the point. I don't know. I like puzzles. My typical beef is when there is either a lack of puzzles or the puzzles that are there are too like routine. Maybe that's my issue with Inazuma's. You can only shoot those blocks with magic so many times. Like one or two of those puzzles is fun. 24 of them, I don't know, man. Get a hobby. Like, there has to I don't have an issue with any one individual puzzle, but when you repeat the same puzzle 2 dozen times, that's when I start to get a little like, all right, bud. That's my ick.
That's fair. And next up is a person who I feel like would fit the vibe of just like a fantasy world the best. Rose. Tonight
I'll
playing
take it.
Luna.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rosalie, and I'm playing Luna, putting the PAL in Paladin. Um, I, I, I tend to like enjoy riddles and puzzles in D&D, but my favorite ones are the kind that like challenge the character and not just the player.
Mm.
I want my
Mhm.
stats to matter a little bit.
Hmm. There's in PFS, there's a very cool scenario where you're going into an ancient Cyclopean city, and as you're basically progressing through the city, there's different like checks and things to do archaeology and not just grave robbing for pathfinders, which is strange. And as part of that, you can get basically different parts of a massive puzzle that if you do complete it at the end of the scenario, it gets you a lot of really cool shit, and saves you from possibly a TPK inducing encounter. So it's very cool. It's a very cool scenario. If you like Cyclopses and Outer Gods, highly recommend season 2 of the Pathfinder Society. And hi, I'm Will, also known as Tabletop Roles on the internet. Tonight, GMing a puzzle that I like. And to give chat context as to why this question came up, there was a supercut of dumb puzzles that someone made, like my favorite dumb puzzles. And in it, for their example of the one tells the truth, one always lies, they used the twins from the Labyrinth episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like from season 1.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, that's nostalgic.
Para and Docs, the
Para and
Paradox
Docs.
brothers. Please.
What's wrong,
I
Sarah?
didn't need to fall back.
have
No, I
just an
didn't.
Gate
You
Guardian.
didn't need to kick me back into junior high.
Back
That was just rude.
Back when Sarah had like the crimped bangs with the multicolor.
No,
No?
well, I did do pink and purple at one point in time.
But
No,
not the
I cut off.
ponytails.
I cut off my hair at 10, and I kept going up and down. But I had the boy cut that highlighted me as, a gay person, which like they weren't entirely wrong, but it still hurt.
One of my friends in high school, she had like the full like Avril Lavigne, Shiloh. I corrected myself. Avril Lavigne and like Shiloh cut. Now, you all don't know who Shiloh is. The Americans won't know who Shiloh is, but the Canadians know who Shiloh is. The
Doesn't seem like
Canadians who are
Canadians
young
The
know.
know.
Canadians do not seem to know
The
who
Canadians
Shiloh is.
who are young know who Shiloh is. Sorry,
If I
Matt.
don't know who they're on, it's
Shiloh's a little bit after
Beyond
your
your
time.
time.
What?
Yeah. She did a song called Operator. It was like a bop. It was like a Canadian. It was like a Canadian rock anthem for a
Okay,
hot minute.
Canadian bop.
Yeah. It was like
Canadian bop.
a
I
kid's
have
bop.
never seen this person before.
Nice. Uh,
Regardless.
It's probably terribly copyrighted, so I'm just going to copy a link into the tab to give our friends context and to give Twitch chat context.
Not the beagle. Hi, crazy.
yeah, that was like the only one. I was like, it's like I know, but are you saying this person looked like a dog? Like, what are you?
But yeah. So I'm going to roll the ad break, the intro, and then we'll get right into the game. See you soon. And we're back.
I stand by the fact that Jolene should have just been a story about a threesome.
I love Jolene.
Why would they need a man though?
That is true. That is true.
She
Jolene
spends
seems
so much time
real
talking
nice.
about how
There
beautiful
is a
she thinks
version somebody
Jolene
did
is.
that's Jolene, but make it gay, and it is.
You know
Yeah.
what? Fair enough. Fair enough. You're right. You're right. I was trying to make sure all hands were clasped, but you're right.
They both have two hands. They can hold each other's hands. Presumably, I'm assuming Jolene has two hands. She doesn't talk much about that, but she's too busy lost in her eyes of emerald green.
True. I'm sure her hands are
I
lovely.
mean, there is legitimately, if you type it in, there is someone who has made a Jolene, but it's gay.
Yeah,
I know.
They didn't get
That's
into
what I
a
was
limb
talking
and,
about.
yeah.
That's because it is.
It's
They didn't
good.
get into a limb and digit count in that song. Weird.
I mean,
Anyway,
can you
hi.
really call it a song if you don't do that? But-
Jolene, your limbs of 3 or 4. I don't know. I wasn't really counting.
I think we're already under a psychic attack from the illithids.
Yes, we are.
Well,
I'm just dumb.
confusion.
Not me.
What does that do?
I'm fine. Don't
Kenna
mind
hurt
me.
herself in confusion. So, last time on the Astral
Yeah.
Calling, our party found themselves making their way through a prison. A massive prison, in fact. And whilst they were doing so, they were attempting to discover a couple of things. Number one, how to free a number of the people who were there, as well as number 2 and 3, saving Captain Cypress, and preventing whatever mind things that the Calistician Order were doing to the people from continuing to happen. With some help from some guardsmen that they were very easily tricked, our party made their way deeper into the prison, where they eventually came across a ritual room with a ritual in sort of media res. But because the ritual was about halfway done and it was completed by the time they got there, the void creature that was summoned did not get bound and began attacking the party recklessly. After dealing with that creature from the void, our party turned their head to see a wall of force coming down, where exiting it was the source of some of the Calistigians' mind magic, a elder brain, which is stationary and built into the prison, and 2 mind flares, which are not stationary but are built into the prison. And I'll let you think of how that works.
Built into the prison.
They're built in. They came with it. They came with the rock.
Oh, I was like picturing them on tracks.
Buy 1 Elder
Like an-
Brain, get 2 Mind Flayers free.
Yes,
You
they,
know,
they came with the
yeah.
rock because like this used to, you won't see this lore because none of you picked up the hidden tome behind a secret wall that you had no way of knowing about unless you tried to clip through every wall. But this rock was actually a meteorite at one point.
You know,
Gotcha.
the,
But yeah,
comes with the rock. Like I think a good track lighting.
but we're going to pick up right there as the 2 mind flayers begin to menacingly approach the party, and we are going to roll for initiative. As you all just hear in your minds, "Ooh, Calistigians shall be quite happy to collect these morsels."
Oh, that's right. I was grievously injured in the last fight.
Yes.
Yippee!
Evie, be okay.
That's okay. They don't know where I keep my brain.
Oh,
But they do know where you keep your mitochondria.
there was literally I
It's
remember
the powerhouse
No,
of the
they
plasmoid.
there was an old a book, the Forgotten Realms novel, where they were fighting an illithid at one point, and the wizard keeps just using polymorph on himself to move his brain around in his own body, and the mind flayer just keeps getting frustrated.
See,
Wizards,
is
let him
some-
be goofy.
That is some
Can it
Gale
not
level.
sense the like psychic energies from the brain?
Yeah, but he's still like trying to chomp on the head. Is like, okay, do I have to lean down now? Like, he still has to access the brain with his mouth. So
You see, this is where I feel
Oh.
like Gale would be so much fun. Like, Gale would be that. That's Gale core.
Chad and I went to the same place.
It's more like I'm reacting to you going to that place.
But I didn't need to say anything other than for you to know.
Okay, fine. Like we were kind of walking together, but I'm looking at you incredulously.
Hand in hand, hand in hand. Nub and nub.
Like, what are you doing?
Okay, Katya, can we calm down a little bit, bud? Your energy's a little bit
Jump on her head,
intense today.
Kachu.
Here's my gremlin. Gremlin! Where are you,
Wow.
criminal?
So,
Gremlin.
He's
So-
gone away.
We've rolled
friends,
initiative.
We have. I'm going to click
I rolled
descending.
very low.
Also, chat.
I did as well.
My brain may fully melt by the end of tonight's session, so it's going to be very fun. Luna.
Well, just have a coffee.
That's me.
No, it's just from heat. My room's very hot now, and I didn't. Open
Well,
my
have an
window.
iced coffee then.
I don't drink coffee. I don't like the taste of coffee.
Yeah, coffee sucks.
Wow.
Friendship over.
Although apparently I have to try like matcha and tea together. Apparently, like that's
Isn't that a type?
yeah.
Matcha and tea together?
Yeah,
Isn't
apparently
that a
people are
type?
mixing.
Are they
Like
mixing
matcha-
matcha
You should
with a
try
different
chai and
tea?
tea together
No,
after
they're
that.
mixing like matcha with Earl Grey. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
have seen the Earl Grey.
That's-
They do like an Earl Grey syrup
That's why my brain
with
is
matcha.
attached to it. No, like it's like full on mixing matcha.
I am gonna go after this game's
They are
done.
mixing two things of tea together, so it is still technically anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go eat my espresso coffee after this stream. Well, just for your comment.
You're gonna eat your
The last
espresso
bit of it.
coffee?
Yeah, he's
That's
gonna take
that-
the grinds out of the espresso and just the puck.
No, it's just
Caramel
it's
Well,
it's
Matt, you
I
enjoy your espresso.
espresso
so-
ice cream. Sorry, espresso ice
Oh,
cream.
okay.
Luna, You're up.
Espresso.
Espresso.
That's that me espresso.
That's that
Um,
you espresso.
Sabrina Carpenter.
I love her. I'm gonna zip. What?
Me not realizing who Sabrina Carpenter was until I'd listened to her music and I enjoyed her music, and then I finally said, you know what, I'll watch one of these music videos I'm hearing so much about. Me realizing who Sabrina Carpenter was at that moment and be like, oh,
You mean in like a Girl Meets World kind of way, or
more in like a but yeah, yes,
you recognized her from other things that she's done that aren't pop music?
yeah,
Got
basically.
it.
I was like, oh hey, Sabrina Carpenter, good to see you.
I love her. I'm gonna zip forward on my carpet, and then I'm going to lay into the Mind Flayer in front of me with a sword friend.
Oh.
Do a 31 hit?
31 will hit.
I would hope
Great.
so.
What is this in Pathfinder?
Uh,
see.
And oh, no, I'm not gonna expend any of those. How's another 31 look?
Another 31 looks
Nice.
good.
Okay,
All right,
Half
so we have a
damage.
9, we have an 11, we have an 11,
Two
we have an 11.
19s in a row.
So 10, 20,
3, I
30.
think, because my initiative was also 19 on the die.
I would say do a dice cleanse, but that's no.
No.
Keep it going.
I actually refuse.
They're still up.
Cool. Let me just double check really fast if there is a bonus action that I want to do. I have so many things because I have 3 classes. I am going. Can Evie hear me where I am?
Sure.
Fantastic. I'm gonna rally you to
Oh.
give you some temp HP plus my
Love.
charisma. So have 8 plus 5 for 13 temp HP, Evie.
Beautiful.
Or, yeah, that's math. Cool.
You did math.
I mathed. I did
Mhm.
it. Okay, that is my turn.
All right. Rash.
Alright. I measured so Rash can get up in this one's face. And Rash will pop a rage and will start swinging.
Swing for the
25.
hills. That'll hit.
So 16 damage.
Thank you.
And I'm just trying to make sure I Pay attention to everything. Alright, and second attack.
Roll
It's
your
a crit.
damage. You know, Rose, both of those would have been crits if you had
19,
champion fighter.
22.
I'm aware.
I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say
26.
anything.
But then she'd have to give up cooler features.
But
Yeah.
then I couldn't rally Evie.
Exactly.
34 damage on the
And she
second
couldn't
hit.
be a gal paladin.
Thank you, 34.
Well, I am a fighter.
Yeah.
Just I'm a battle master fighter instead of a champion fighter.
That's true.
All
And
right.
that is Rash's turn.
Darius.
I have a question, Will, because
have
I
an
don't
answer.
want to do something that was technically, in a way, almost cheating. In a tie, doesn't the monster go first, or is that just
No,
Pathfinder?
that's Pathfinder. In
Okay.
this one, it's dex based, and you have a higher dex.
Wow,
The way
I
it
have a higher
should
dex.
be.
All right, I am going to move my full.
If you can,
Yes.
I have these potatoes. If you could just get some of that salt on them, so I could have these chips.
No.
Okay.
And I'm going to use something I've had in my tool belt and never used because it's never really been appropriate, but I'm a little worried about these mind flayers and their kooky mind powers. Aura of Purity. Within 30 feet of me, each non-hostile creature in the aura, including you, can't become diseased, has resistance to poison damage, and has the advantage on saving throws against effects that cause the following conditions: blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, and stunned.
Yeah.
Some of this might be overlap with just the awesomeness that is Luna. I don't know.
I don't give advantage on them, but I give a +5 to folks who are close enough.
It's a very slight overlap with one of my features, but that affects only me.
All right. Well, this one's going to go, and it's going to start off by using a mind blast. So it's a 60-foot cone.
Yikes.
Cone.
That's a large cone.
He
Hey, Finn.
he.
Proud of you, Evie.
Isn't there kind of like a little bit of
Me
cover there? Like
too.
that wall kind of like. That wall kind of.
That's still enough in
Well,
my
kinda-
mind. So if everyone but Evie could do me a favor, make me a DC 15 intelligence save. Now you will all have advantage because Darius's aura of purity.
Now,
And you
30.
have Rash has a +5.
Yes.
Good.
It's only a
This
DC
is a-
15.
This is a
Cool.
intelligence saving throw.
Yes. Still
Oh.
take 11 psychic damage, Luna.
Oh,
Okay.
hold
Rash will
on.
take 11 psychic damage.
Okay.
I have
and then
made
I can
for
use
me-
an error.
Can I?
What's the error?
It's a 30-foot radius, so technically you should only be 15 inches in either directions from me.
Okay, no, 30-foot radius means it's 30 foot in both directions around you.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I had that mixed up. Okay, never mind.
Okay,
Yes.
that counts as hit by an attack. It doesn't have to be a melee attack. So I'm going to reduce Rash's damage
Okay.
with an interception. I had to double check the rules. I'm like, can I really intercept
Wait,
a
does
mind
that? I thought it
blast?
had to be like an attack
It's
roll.
just an attack.
On
It says
what?
when an ally would be hit by an attack within 10
Hit by
feet.
an attack. So
That-
that
It's
would
an
be
attack.
attack roll.
The attack. Jerry McCrawford, granted he's retiring. Attack is attack roll.
Is it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
because there are features that say when somebody would take damage.
Yeah, like you are not being it's not an attack if you're hit by an explosion of a fireball.
How much of D&D is
Yeah.
retiring to go work for Critical Role?
I don't know. I still
I
feel
don't know.
pretty attacked, but very
Well,
well.
You are being damaged as like a threatening or hostile action, but
Either way,
Yeah,
I do need a save
attack
from
has
you
a
again.
specific.
It didn't just
Yeah.
happen. Like the Mind Flayer chose to do that.
Yes. we're not denying their agency.
Nah, it's a thing about like exclusive wording kind of thing, which
Mhm.
technically is good for being able to suss out rules. Intelligence save.
Hi, Vim.
Oh yeah, I forgot about. Wait, nope, that's not gonna affect that anyway.
Hi, Vim. Can you take 22 psychic damage and be stunned for a minute?
I can be stunned for a minute, but I can only take 11 because I'm resistant.
That's fair.
And those of us who passed, we still take 11, right?
Yes. Evie, it looks like Vim has been flashbanged, and it's your turn.
Now, remind me about the stunned condition. Is that something that you can shake someone out of, or is it just one of those things that you kind of have to
Restoration, if you have
see it
restoration.
through?
I just have to save at the end of a turn.
Concentration check for me. Though I have
Nice.
advantage because of Warcaster, I think.
And you would only have to get a 10.
Yeah, DC 10.
Advantage.
Also, Chad, if you want to experience what has just happened to Vim, open up Edge again.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
Is
Twice in one night's enough.
concentration a wisdom saving throw? I forget.
Constitution.
Yes.
Thank you. It's
Yeah.
been so well. since I had
It's
to take-
Constitution.
I'm good.
You're fine. But Evie, you're up.
All right, I think.
I've never seen the moving emote there. That's very cute, Cosmic. Or Sarah.
I'm trying to plan where I want to go.
I'm doing one round and then I'm jumping to you.
One round of
I'm
what?
talking to Sarah.
No. Don't worry. Don't feel like you have to get to me. I'm chill, just vibing.
You're probably having a very tense, like, candlelit dinner with your doppelganger, like they have in a movie, like, at last we meet.
Nah, I had Canham and I'm in a cell singing shanties.
I'm gonna put myself over here, and I'm gonna firebolt the one in front of Luna.
Fire at will.
Careful, Sarah. We've learned the cells of bars are in fact lava and cause a great deal of damage if you touch them.
That will
Should
hit,
not have been at advantage.
Well,
but it
I'm
was
not
a
touching
28.
him.
but that'll hit.
That's gonna be 17 fire damage. Yeah.
They take it all.
Oh,
Alrighty.
the brain behind the wall of force gets a turn.
Yeah, no, the wall of force is gone.
Oh, okay.
The wall of
I thought
force
it
is
was
up
still
there when they were summoning the extraplanar.
Oh,
creature.
gotcha.
No. Now the brain just gets to go.
Unfortunate.
Let's see. What do I want to do?
Skip its turn.
I'm a little surprised. I would have thought Elder Brains would have been bigger. I'm not talking about Baldur's Gate 3 bigger. I'm just saying I thought that'd be bigger.
Let's start things off with
Floating brains.
just a happy little attack on, I think, Luna to get started, if that's okay, Rose?
What if we
fire
say
away.
no?
Alrighty. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to get started with a tentacle attack. How does
Wait, hold on.
a 9 sound like a
Consent.
miss?
Not
Consent.
even
I didn't say I
close.
consented.
Then I'll do another tentacle on, this time on the Luna still. An 11.
That's still not close.
Wow. I'm rolling bad tonight, y'all.
They're trying to shoot through their allies.
You can keep going now.
And then
Third
with
time's the charm.
their bonus action, you're stunned. Does stun give you the incapacitated trait, Chad?
1 minute. I will confirm, not in edge. I almost did it.
Nurses, you did not fall for my trap.
All right. Stun is incapacitated.
Excellent. Hey, Chad, you're good at these, so that's okay. But can you do me a favor? And can you make me a charisma saving throw, please?
See, the fun thing about charisma saving throws on Vim is that he's not proficient and he doesn't get to add wisdom to those.
Oh no, you're in
So-
danger.
Don't worry, guys. I've got this astral prism thing.
And this is not doing this would not be considered a frighten or a charm.
Nope. It's just attaching to your psyche. That's all it's doing.
Okay, a natural 20 will work though.
Yeah, you will not take any damage, and you will fight off the connection to the brain. Alrighty, then. Now we'll move on to this Mind Flare. This Mind Flare is going to have a lovely, fun time. They are going to
What is
make
this energy,
a...
Will?
What?
It's concerningly chipper.
This happy little mind flare.
This happy little Mind Flare. They're going to make a tentacle attack on you. Luna.
Yeah, okay.
15 will miss you, though.
Still, yeah, nowhere close.
And a 13
Still no.
will also miss you. Maybe I should just start giving things like a +20 to hit you all.
No.
Or don't do that.
This isn't Pathfinder.
I only have a
Vin.
AC of 16.
So I have to do a. What was the first? An intelligence save again
Yes, it's a DC.
for the end of my turn.
Yep.
But it's still advantage because of Darius.
Yes.
All right, worst save.
And
Let's go.
it's only a DC 15.
Woohoo!
Succeeded.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're no longer stunned.
But I am fairly certain that's end of my turn.
Yes.
Most of those things are.
And now, Cyprus. Cyprus, it's been about 3 days since you were grabbed by a group of guardsmen who thought that you were their warden. It lasted pretty well. You managed to trick them for a few of those days. For about a day and a half, they thought that you were the warden, until the warden came back from a mission. Where you were
Unfortunate.
promptly in a prison surrounded by guards who, quite frankly, felt a little bit betrayed by your not coming forward about the fact that you weren't their warden.
Well, I didn't say I wasn't their warden.
Thusly, you were taken to the most secure parts of the prison, way up at the top, where you saw in a cell adjacent to you. Your cell was in the middle, basically in the most secure cell, attached only to like the outside of the rock by like 4 like iron bridges. Think like repentant cell type of thing.
Eh.
Then, whilst you were there, you noticed a couple things. You noticed that in the cell to your east, there was an older gentleman, human. Looks like a bastard, so probably related to Evie in some way. Then, to your north, west, and south, there aren't any people in those cells. However, you have not been alone these last couple of days. You've had a companion, someone who knows you very well, as quite literally it is yourself, Warden Cypress of the Calistigian Order, who, over the course of the first day, got to know you a little bit. They were kind. They had you play for them. They had dinner. They had food. And then they began to speak to you a little bit more. And as they kept speaking with you, their tone began to shift and change. Until today, where they entered into the cell for a daily meeting of some sorts. And their demeanor is much darker than yesterday. Lay about. Having fun resting.
I'm taking the time, having a blast on this vacation for sure.
That's good. You know, my crew were very special to me. I assume yours is the same.
Go on.
Did you fall for them as well? Our first mate.
Wow. Considering you're me, I'm gonna assume, yeah, probably.
She walks forward towards you. Do you know what I see when I look at you?
Enlighten me.
Every single weakness that I worked out of myself. You could be so much better. Yet here you are. A captain, but with a crew whose loyalties are only laid in care, companionship, rather than fear, where they belong. This version of Captain Cypress holds out her arm, changed and different, not metallic, but cosmic itself. This is what became of our crew, for me.
I'm real sorry about that.
It's quite the useful tool, much more useful than any of them. As she
Bet.
holds basically her walks towards the edge of like the walls of your cell towards the ground, you just see her put her hand on it, and it just makes a hole in the ground. There's just nothing there. You could be
Fancy
powerful
trick.
too. You don't have to fall for this folly. The Calistigian Order is here to make the world a better place for everyone. This is temporary. My crew will return to me, and they'll be thankful that they were able to strengthen me. They're loyal to me, unlike you.
You know what? I was waiting. I was waiting for you to shed off that pretty little smile of yours. Honestly speaking, it was kind of a weird situation. You're almost too polite. So definitely couldn't be me. No, see, here's what I look when I see at you. I see a fool. I see a fool who, well, let grief take over more than anything else, honestly, and I pity you for that. I really do. But here's the big difference, I think, that makes the two of us so very different. You ain't free. That right there, that's a shackle on your wrist. And hey, you might got me in this jail cell, but I'm not the one trapped.
She walks up to you and just puts her hand underneath your chin, raises you to look at her dead in the eye. Then I wonder what shackles your crew will give me. And she steps back, begins to walk out.
Try not to trip on the sticks sticking out of your ass on the way out, okay? We don't want you to fall and hurt yourself. And you just see Cypress lean back against that wall and look at the hole and just go, shame to ruin good architecture. Anyway.
Alrighty. Jumping back to the party at the top of the round. Luna.
That's me.
There's a couple of mind flares here.
Yeah, and you know what I forgot last turn is that my haste is still active from the last combat because we went from right into the other. So, let's hurt you some more this turn. Does 21 hit?
Yes.
How about an 18?
Both of those will hit.
Okay. How about a 22?
Well, the first two attacks will take out that lower one.
Then we'll attack the other one.
All right, then that will hit as well.
And then we'll move over here and get advantage for our last attack. For a nat 20.
Alrighty. And that will take out that one. At the end of your turn.
Well, I'm going to move up to this baby first, but then I can end my turn.
At the end of your turn. It's going to use 2 actions to make a tentacle attack on you.
Go for it. No.
No. Rash, you're up.
I think she's just gonna also come up
All right.
and just start start wailing on it. 22.
That's a hit.
So 24 damage.
All right.
And then 17.
17, that's a hit.
All right. And we. Let me. We will do Fury of the Small on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So. Oh, did it not add it? Well, it didn't add. Oh, it hasn't been updated. Okay. So it's actually 21.
21 damage. All right.
Yeah. And that is going to be it. And I'm going to update this.
At the end of Rash's turn, it doesn't have anyone connected to it, so it can't do anything. Darius.
All right. Darius is just going to wiggle up 2 spots.
Wiggle.
This little cat shimmy.
Does he wiggle his little butt with his little tail whipping back and forth? He's gonna pounce.
We've never discussed. Like, have I ever established if Darius has a long tail or a short one like Pixar?
So,
I don't remember if it's been
Matt,
mentioned.
Yes.
here's the thing. Your character looks very similar to a pixie bob, and they don't have full tails. They have little, like 2 to 3 inch tailed nubs.
I can also tell you that I based Darius off I believe it's a caracal.
Cars.
And they do
Caracal.
have tails, but they are on the shorter side.
They are smaller tails.
Not like Manx or anything, but like they
Oh no, the
reach down
Manx
to
is
about their
Manx
knees.
is totally tailless.
Yeah, or like the Japanese bob, I think has like a little
Pom pom.
I'm just gonna do
Yeah.
a little guiding bolt, mostly for the benefit on the person who attacks it
Pom
next.
pom. That's what it is officially called in their standard.
That should
is
not
a
have
pom-pom.
advantage, so it's only a 16.
That'll hit.
So 15 radiant damage. If it takes all that, I'm gonna turn this back to normal.
Oh, I would love that sweet, sweet advantage.
At the end of your turn, Matt, the brain is
Huh?
going to do something.
Legendary action.
But before
It's
it does
my
that,
turn.
as you are pushed on by psychic energy, Matt, can you
Meow.
make me this would be a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. I do 25.
Nice.
And as you begin to hear the voice of Nito in your head, the connection is broken. And that's where we're going to run our ad break.
Oh, the connection.
And we're back. So, Evie, now that it's your turn, what would you like to do?
I guess I will. Do I even have to move forward? I should probably move forward. I don't have to if I'm going to do Firebolt, which I think I will have to do anyway. But I will move forward that 30 feet so that I could be in Darius's aura.
Everybody likes to be in Darius's aura.
Everybody likes to be in Darius's aura.
Everybody
And
likes to be a
then
cat.
I'm just going to do another little.
Because the cat's the only cat who knows where it's
Firebolt.
at. Don't. I will sing that entire song.
27 to hit.
They will take it all.
22 fire damage.
Boom. Brain. Mind Blast.
Yeah.
Got a weird energy about you today, man. I don't know what it is.
That's all good. So
This
that'll
isn't
be...
the thing it did before?
Yeah.
No, the Mind Flare did that. This is the brain's responsibility to do it. So that'll be everyone but Vim. DC
Yeah.
18 intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence? Oh
Yes.
my stars!
Ooh.
You're actually like really good at this, McKenna.
Well, I rolled a 10, but I add 10 to that, so that's a 20. Easy, light work.
We have advantage because Darius.
Because of Darius's aura.
Oh,
Okay.
I will see if I crit.
Please. Okay.
I do not, but I'm
All right.
doubly safe.
That's
I'll
rash.
take
That's also
that.
a +5, right?
Yep, that's meat to beat.
Because next to Luna would also
for
be a +5.
Rash, yes. Not
Yeah,
for
that's not Vim's. That's Rash's. I'm out of the thing. I don't.
Yeah.
Vim doesn't
sorry,
get a save
Vim.
here. No. Vim's not even affected by this.
Oh, that's
sorry.
true.
Mind Blast.
So yeah,
Vim's
Rash
too far
has
back.
it.
Did this catch me again, sir? I looked away for a second.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
Sorry.
You're kind of square in the middle of it.
That is a intelligence saving throw. Oh, advantage. Nope.
Darius, you're stunned. You'll take 21 psychic damage.
Now, does that automatically break concentration?
No.
I'll still roll Constitution saving throw for that.
Yeah, this is the DC 11 still.
All right.
All right,
But I am
17
stunned one,
success.
and I take the 21 psychic.
And then with a bonus action, it's going to attempt to make a connection with you, Darius. Can you make me a charisma saving throw?
Charisma saving throw.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, you cannot. Awesome.
I will
So-
hero point. I will hero point.
Come on.
Not 20, baby.
Nice.
Nice to see hero points
No
work for
torture
somebody.
for you.
The only link I get to make is with my wife.
Yeah.
in
Is that what you
prayer.
think the brain was trying to do?
Babe, I don't know, and I don't want.
The
I
brain
don't
might
care
be
to know.
praying
Do you
right
know what's-
now. We
do you
don't
know
know.
what's
Oh.
wild about this brain? It technically has modify memory, and
Oh,
it can upcast it. So, like, hypothetically,
This could be a bad day.
I could upcast it to replace Nito with the Elder Brain in Matt's mind.
frightening.
I've
Or
played that scene in
Vistas-
Baldur's Gate 3.
Vistas of horror have opened to my
It was
mind.
awful.
But Vim, you're up. I don't know. I think it's pretty tentacle.
I can do stuff.
Also,
All right.
I realized a fun little thing you can do with Baldur's Gate in that regard. If you tell them to keep the illusion up, you can have two characters that you designed in the character creation screen
Yes, you
have a
can.
romance scene.
You can make your own Barbie's kiss. Yes.
No key.
Vim.
All right. I'm
Of
going
course,
to
you
do
have to romance
something
the Emperor to do that.
a
Which is...
little unusual for me, and I'm going to cast a spell.
Oh.
Oh,
Let me just make sure I'm doing this.
I cast
Yes.
a
counter
very new look.
Does
for
not say
Lana.
melee. I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike,
Oh.
which will increase my speed by 30, which lets me get. Yeah, I will
Gentle
there.
reminder that it's still glowing from the guiding bolt, so you'll already have advantage on the hit.
Mhm.
If you wanted to save it for your second hit.
Oh yeah, I can't do that because it just says on one. It doesn't have to be the first one. So I'll get up here, and take the advantage from the guiding bolt on the first one.
All right.
All right, let me just...
That'll hit.
28. I have to piece this out because I'm sure it's immune to psychic.
20 points.
Or is it immune to psychic?
It is.
Okay, so 14
14 points.
total damage.
All right, it's still up.
And then my second attack will have the advantage from Zephyr Strike. And that will be 17.
That will also hit.
And that will do... Of course, I get a 6 on the psychic damage on that. So that'll be 13 plus 2. So 15 damage.
Nice.
And then I use my last 10 feet of movement to barrel roll over here.
Alrighty. At the end of your turn, it's going to use 2 actions. And it doesn't like you, but it also doesn't like Darius. So it's going to send a tentacle strike onto Darius. 30-foot range.
Don't let
Oh,
it
see,
be
that
a-
one would have hit me.
At 26
Yeah,
hit you,
that would-
Darius.
That one would have
does
actually got
hit.
me.
That'll hit.
That definitely hits.
The
Can you
funniest
take,
thing that could have just
17
happened.
bludgeoning damage, and then an additional 1d8 plus 5. So I'll just roll that.
The funniest thing that could have just happened is if the AC was right and Darius could have been like
So
shield.
plus another 11
I'm
psychic
stunned.
damage. Oh, you're stunned.
Yeah.
You're right. This is a critical then. You're incapacitated. So that'll be 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33,
Wait,
34.
that's an
Hold
attack.
on.
That was an attack roll.
Yes.
All right. Rash can reduce the damage.
Okay, but let's calculate the damage first.
Okay, I thought you'd already had.
No, because it technically becomes a crit because they're incapacitated. So that becomes 27, 23,
Well,
34,
well, no.
plus 11.
Incapacitated just means you can't take actions or reactions. That's all that incapacitated means.
Wait, what were you
You have to be
incapacitated?
paralyzed for crits.
Were
I
you,
think Matt might be right.
were
Yeah.
you stunned?
I'm looking at the list of condition rules.
Were you stunned?
Yeah, paralyzed is the one that gives you the auto crit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And
Stunned
you have
just,
advantage.
just makes the
Yeah,
attack
Matt
rolls
is right
an
about
advantage.
Yeah, that is right. That's boring. Okay, so I
Where's-
technically have advantage.
Mercedes and Urbanov. Rules lawyers for good.
Mm-hmm.
That's depressing. Listen,
All right.
Melissa
Not for
has-
us. It's
You
great for us.
You still hit me with the attack. You just didn't crit.
Yeah, but that's sad.
For
but
you.
that will be 17 plus 11, so that'll be 28 points of damage in total.
Minus the 10 from
So
Rash.
18 total, and then.
Oh,
DC.
wait, no, I gotta reroll that. I rolled that wrong.
Oh.
It's not 3d8, it's 3d6.
Okay, we're 28.
Oh, it ended up being more, so minus 11.
So 20. So 17 points of damage, Darius, and then a DC 10 concentration check.
Constitution.
Okay, you're fine.
Darius is holding
At
on to
some
that
point,
aura.
I need to make a creature that just applies every debuff in D&D 5e to someone.
Hi.
Right. Then that will be their turn. We come to Luna.
Oh! Alright, this is not my character.
What about Cypress?
This is not my character.
Yeah.
We will
I have
jump
to-
back to Cyprus in a moment just because this brain
And
is not long for the world.
I'm really sorry, Will. This is not my character.
Yeah.
That attack missed because Rash can give it disadvantage, and you rolled twice, and the second one was an 11.
But it
Okay.
but it had advantage.
So it would have been the first roll. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
Why-
we're good.
Why would it have advantage?
because you were stunned.
But didn't we determine it didn't
Yeah.
have advantage?
Oh,
Oh, no,
so
it is. No, it did have advantage. Stunned gives advantage. It doesn't auto crit.
Yeah.
Stunned
stunned
gives
is different
advantage
from
on attack rolls. It just
incapacitated.
doesn't auto crit. Okay, good.
Yeah.
We don't have to redo that math.
Luna
Yeah.
Smash?
Luna smash.
Luna Smash.
Okay.
Luna Smash!
Yes, that you
29
are all correct.
hits. 29 hits. I'm just going to let you roll all your stuff and we'll add up the damage. That will hit.
We did remember. I don't know if anyone took advantage of the advantage from.
Vim did.
I did.
40.
Is that all your damage?
That's all of them.
66.
Thank you. It's still up.
Oh wow.
Elder Brain, I guess.
Elder Brain is Elder Brain. It won't live past Rash's turn, but it's still up for now.
Don't say that before I roll.
It's okay. I believe in you.
Luna, is that all?
Unfortunately, that's
Rash.
all I got right now.
All right, I guess that's reckless. I
As
gotta
you are all
undo
just
this.
beating on this brain, you can tell that it's using its legendary actions to send information somewhere.
So
Like, it's
24
releasing
damage.
psychic energy, but just not at you in a harmful way. 24 damage?
Yeah.
It's still standing.
Okay, and the second attack. Ooh.
An 11
Yeah.
hits,
Oh. 12.
and that will cause the brain to become gray matter.
Okay.
Gross.
Luna and Rash, you are covered in brain.
Ew.
Gross.
Ew, ew, ew,
I'm
I
not-
run over
ew,
and press to digitate Luna immediately.
I'm not sure how much
Ew.
Rash cares.
Rash
I feel like
probably
Yummy.
wonders if it would make good soup.
It's like a 50-50.
I'm
Is
gonna
it
take
yummy?
this aura down.
Tastes like chicken.
Does anybody look like kind of like
figure.
jacked up, like real bad jacked up?
He's bloodied.
I can do a little bit.
I can also do a heal or two.
Yeah, I haven't used any of these. A level 3 cure wounds. So not ignore the piercing psychic. I didn't do that. 13 healing. I just still had that
Thank
clicked.
you.
Like heal you and then damage you a little bit too.
Listen, I've
I-
seen builds like that.
I can do a.
Also, can I have one of you volunteer to roll me a d20? It can be any one of you that you want it to be.
Rose.
Rose.
How's
That's-
not 20?
Cool.
Well, all right then.
You shouldn't have given us a choice, Will.
Oh no, I will always give you all a choice for this. That was a roll for Millis. Thank you.
She's okay?
She's as good as a nat 20 can get us.
Will's
how they-
gonna be like, I was actually seeing if how fucked up she was, and now you rolled a nat 20, you fucking idiot.
How many
That was
years
actually a
she's
roll
gonna be
for
in
an
a
attack
coma?
on Millis.
No, that was a roll for a dominate person on Millis. That was a
Oh,
save.
good.
Roll was to resist.
She
Okay.
saved because
We don't
she rolled a
know
nat 20.
Yeah.
Right.
About that though.
No.
Does anyone want?
DC 55.
I could do a mass cure wounds. I don't know how many people are actually hurt.
That would actually be good.
I would
I'm
not say no
okay.
to that.
Because while they're not bloodied, Vim and Rash both did take a little bit of.
I cannot upcast it, so it'll just be at its normal level 5.
I'm
That's
sure it'll be.
That's
A-okay.
fine.
I'm sure it'll
As-
be a healthy chunk.
As our party heals,
18.
Cypress.
Anyone who wants it.
Alone in your cell once again. You hear the sounds of movement above you. You're on the very top floor, but there is a sort of landing pad on the roof. And you can hear sort of activity. You can hear people going onto a ship. You hear for a moment the sounds of battle. And then you feel for just a split second, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm also hitting myself with a cure wounds.
So you become frightened of something you cannot see above you. You feel just a aura of power, and it scares you immensely.
I'm counter charming.
Go for it. Roll it.
Not 20.
You manage to
Jesus.
push it off of yourself.
We got that hope.
You do. Y'all are doing really good tonight. And yeah, as that's happening, that noise sort of subsides. You manage to push yourself from the fear of everything, and at that point, it's just quiet, and you're alone.
I look over. Can I visibly see the guy in the other cell?
Yep.
I look over at him
Mhm.
for a long time and I just go, "You know any good sea shanties?
No, I do not, but
You want to learn
Um,
one?"
you may want to prepare to leave. I'm assuming you
Oh.
know Evie and Vim?
Yeah. Do you?
Yes, I am close to Evie in a way. They're coming to rescue us.
Huh. Wasn't expecting that.
Yes, unfortunately, with the warden keeping such close eyes on you, there wasn't really a good time. And he's like speaking pretty loudly. It's like a stage whisper, throwing his voice. There wasn't really
Yeah,
a good
she's
time.
just jealous.
Jealous
I'm the
is
better
one.
looking one.
Yeah.
Didn't catch your name.
Tolatio.
That's a mouthful.
Alarin Tolatio.
How about Al? Al will work. I'm Captain Cypress.
Pleasure to meet you, Cypress.
Well, all things considered. And Cypress kind of just gets up and like has been fiddling with their violin and just puts it on their back. And then just kind of like looks at him and goes, "Should we go meet with them or do we just stay here?"
I mean, if you have a way of getting through the bars, I wouldn't say no.
Oh, okay. And a door that looks like a ship's door appears beside me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just open it and he's the other side is in front of his bars and I just open out and step through like a portal and just close it and it disappears and I go, "Let me just fiddle with this," and I'm gonna start picking at the locks.
Well, there's no lock. It is sort of liquid mercury.
Oh, well. Okay, never mind. I won't do that. I will do something else though.
I mean, you could just pull him through. What's the worst that could happen?
No.
Well,
We're all a little mad here.
That's not going to be a great day.
uh,
Yes, this prison not dimension door proof.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
A
but
bit
what
of an
prison?
oversight.
What prison is dimension door proof?
clearly. Clearly.
Well,
So
the magic ones.
I've got the spell slots for it, so I'm just going to like step through, close it, knock twice, and then have it open again with him on the other side.
Just walk through.
It'll just come through, and then it'll close, and then it disappears, and I'll just go, "Shall we?"
Let's shall.
Cypress could have done that any fucking time they wanted. They were sitting there waiting to see what was going on.
And you begin making your way down basically down as our party's making their way up from that floor and in like a random hallway. There's Cypress and Tolatio. Cypress and Tolatio. There's everyone.
Not the stray word. Not the. This can't be the stray we're picking up now.
There they are. You're right. Go figure.
Don't be buddies with
Why?
him.
Hello.
We're okay.
Prison is not
Oh, I'm
dimension
fine.
door proof. Cypress has dimension door.
Why would Warden Cypress not know their own? That's
Because it's a trap.
Oh,
'Cause it's a trap.
Because they're a far inferior version of myself. Clearly. Also, they probably are very much aware that we have escaped, so we might want to skedaddle.
yes. Yes. The elder ring that we ran into might have been sending correspondence to someone, we don't know who.
Oh,
Um,
can Darius do the recall thing? We're all.
Did you?
Or wait, do we have more we need to do?
I mean, were we serious about starting like a revolution? Why am I doing the Wednesday voice? cautious. Were we committed to the idea of doing a revolution?
I wanted to break these poor people out. I have
Okay.
the
Yes.
key, so all I gotta do is
Right.
run past all the cells and go pop, 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 pop,
Right.
pop, pop,
Okay.
pop, pop.
So, that's fine.
Alternatively, we
Revolution.
could just shut it down at the source.
Which is
For that.
From if this is consistent with other Calistigian facilities, it would be basically, and they point to a door that's like in the hallway that you're in. He just
So
kind of
help me if
opens
you're
it
lying
up.
to me.
He just opens it up, and there is just a room that is filled with molten mercury that is just being like circled through like some sort of sick chocolate fondue fountain.
Oh.
Um,
Cut off the waterfall. Got it.
okay. So where's the off button? Can I maybe do like an investigation to
yeah,
find
make me an investigation check.
a dirty
Oh, I
20?
need to-
There is literally just a lever on the side of the wall that says off.
Sweet. Yoink.
Oh, you
Some-
know
also,
what?
Somebody
A
break it.
lad. They must be me because
Okay.
that's an idea I would come up with.
I've yoinked.
You
Oh,
pull the
no.
lever. Luna
Wait,
immediately
hero point.
lips the lever. It almost hits Evie, but the last second, Luna pulls it to the side and just breaks it.
I
I
can't
mean,
her
a bit-
two sessions in a row.
a bit crass, but effective.
This way they can't just turn it back on real quick. That
No,
took a
that's
little bit
fair.
of work.
Also, Evie, do you have any nitric chloride on you?
Of course.
Awesome.
McKenna says, not knowing whether or not Evie has nitric
Yeah,
chloride on.
it's in your alchemist tools.
Sure.
Excellent. If you could
I
provide
was
me
just
with
going to melt it with acid.
yes, but I was also thinking perhaps if we add some sodium oxide to it, we can add that into the mixture, and it should superheat the remaining mercury to act as a means of basically melting the pipes that's in and break the entire prison.
Those are words, but I like them.
Certainly give it a try.
Yes.
I love pseudoscience.
I'd like to blow things
No,
up.
this would
I
actually
have
work.
this.
I was gonna say,
Is
I
it
was like,
really?
that may actually work. I was
No,
a
that-
little. I looked up sodium oxide, so maybe I could say something snide, but then I was like, no, Will's right about this.
I know my chemistry. for
I don't.
reasons.
I have an acting
Rules.
degree.
Listen, if
Same.
I ever need to pay for treatments for disease, I know chemistry. So
I
Breaking-
don't,
Breaking
but my
Bad.
brother does, so I'm great.
Sure.
My brother made his own in lab once
What
in my
kind
dad's
of
barn.
lab?
No,
A
not the
meth
illegal
lab?
kind.
Not the illegal
Okay.
kind.
Will was talking about a meth lab.
I know my brother got very close to one for sure, but more the sodium chloride nitrate version.
Yeah.
well,
Wow,
that's cool.
bless his heart.
Bless his heart.
He's way too feckin' smart for his own good sometimes.
It's like those people who
Yeah.
accidentally make
Announce it.
reactors. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're able to
yeah.
work together, and you're able to get basically you put this prison out of commission. Yes, Matthew.
Is there any loot?
Not in this room.
Damn.
It's a janitor's closet. This is basically a maintenance room, Matthew.
Ha ha, they were
What
keeping
if
an
we
elder
went
brain
back
Do
in
you
the
want-
janitor's
Do you want liquid mercury, Matt?
Darius.
Hold on, is there another kind of mercury?
I mean, I guess if you're in the right conditions, it might not be
Semi-solid.
liquid.
Not particularly, no.
No? You don't want to make some hats?
There's the divine kind.
Fine mercury?
We're all mad here, my friend.
Yeah. You know,
No.
oh my god.
Cautiously, I
Only
would
when
like
it's in
to
retrograde.
see that I'm having a
Sorry,
conflict now.
The moons are out of alignment too, my bud.
I've been playing so much Baldur's Gate 3 recently, and I have to loot everything. But also, Darius, his wife, so I would like to leave as soon as humanly possible, probably.
Yes.
But also
So, I
Darius, his
What
wife.
about as soon as Mowgli possible?
Mowgli, we
Moving
move
on.
along.
Okay, we need to go. The kobolds are going to blow something up any minute.
It's
now.
at that moment
God damn it!
as kobolds are wont to do.
That you
No,
feel
they had
What
a
are they
bomb.
want to?
that you feel this place rock.
All right, everyone, place a hand on Darius's
Varshy
long
blows.
torso. I
Wait,
guess.
how many people can go?
I think a bunch. Hold on, let me double check. Word of
Yeah,
recall.
get a
How many
figure here
many
for us.
bananas can escape a Darius?
Hold on. Ooh,
Am I a banana? I'm not a banana.
I can only take the party. It's myself and 5 willing people.
Well, I have declared him part of
Well,
the party.
sacrifices have to be made,
Oh,
so
I'll fight my way out. I could fly away on my carpet.
Building
Yeah,
shakes.
we can take
Oh.
the carpet.
It's coming
Also,
down.
anyone can swim away, so we should go. We all have. Most of us have water breathing.
Wait, real quick.
Says who?
Have we seen a window in like anywhere near where we were at?
Well, you can, as you like feel the vibration, you can sort of look out the hallway. You can actually see now what appears to be a very large hole in the side of the
All right,
thing.
peace out, and I just fly out.
All right. So
Okay.
Vim is splitting from the party.
Luna will also go the way of Vim.
Okay.
That way, Vim is not alone.
Vim and
Yes.
Luna.
Good
I
idea.
will jump on the carpet with Luna.
Okay.
Vim,
All
Luna,
right, so-
Evie.
Just Rash,
I put
Captain
my
Cypress.
I put my arm on Owl's shoulder and I go, can you believe the audacity of these people?
We're not doing this. He's not one of us.
Also, in that case, then I'm going to I'm going to just poke Rash with my little tail of undeterminate length,
Mhm.
and then just put both hands on our new friend and Captain Cypress's head, and then just wiggle my little mow nose, and pop! Word of recall. We appear in an alleyway.
Yes.
The tail
Next to a
is as long
board.
as the scene
I'm
requires.
home again.
Evie to Luna and Vim says, "Are we going back for Millis?"
Yes.
I guess
Yup.
we're flying down then.
Oh,
Coming
boy.
down the side to try to where around this where
Did
the
did
cells were.
anybody inform the people that we released them that explosions were about to occur?
We didn't get a chance.
We did
As-
not have the time.
As Evie, Vim, and Luna begin to go down deeper into the prison, there is a roar. And as you're moving
I
down
believe
towards
we're
the
outside.
as you're moving down towards where
We're
Millis
moving
is,
towards Millis. Yeah.
yes, there's the hole in the wall that you're like flying out of and going down. As you're moving down towards that, a creature begins to crawl across the side of the prison. It is massive in scale. It's almost as big as the rock itself. It appears to be a modified blue dragon, with sort of metallic bits and metal machinery integrated into
They
their
lost one
body.
dragon and then got another dragon to use as a power source. They just traded dragons. They didn't get a better power source.
And as this massive draconic serpent begins to chase down our party, we're going to take an ad break.
Lyle?
And we
Wow.
are back.
Why?
So as the massive draconic creature
Yeah.
begins to basically crest around the side of the prison, I do have to quickly ask you all, what is your immediate reaction? Darius, Cypress, and Tolatio. We'll see,
Rash.
and Rash, but
Wow.
Rash isn't really here to
React.
Make decisions.
make decisions or react. Um,
I think Cypress's immediate reaction is putting hands on hips and just looking up and going, "Huh,
Do
they
In
got a
the-
dragon. I
in this
want a
modif-
dragon."
does this modified dragon still have like what appear to be working wings?
yes, except they are like embraced with like metal and things.
I want
But
one.
they would still fly.
Yeah, it would still fly. It looks like
Lame.
it's still able to fly, and it's just sort of it's it is just very obviously a mixture of arcane and technology. It as an artificer Eevee, holy moly, this thing, whatever it is a marvel to look at.
It's a thing of beauty.
Oh.
Like
I want one.
someone figured out how to basically glue a dragon to a robot.
If they were gonna do all this shit to the dragon, they couldn't do it in a way that conveniences me.
Cybe drag.
Science is not always about conveniencing you, Vimp. This is incredible.
Well, this should have been, because this thing's gonna try to eat us.
We don't
Drag
need it. Maybe
boar?
it's beyond food.
Oh,
don't
boy.
know.
Dragborg.
Okay, kill
It,
us.
to
It's
give
not beyond murder.
to give
Well,
to give
I've
people
gone-
to give people who like have like Digimon in their past,
No.
not exactly like this, but close to it, like a Gigadramon.
Ah, yeah.
Except much larger scale. No metal arms, like no metal claws on the arms. It is just full on draconic and almost like necrosis flesh mixed in with the metal. And then
All right,
lastly,
it's either a Cybgon, or a Dragborg.
at the end of it, as it sort of like crests around the prison, the tail on it, you can see is three other draconic heads that appear to be like moving and acting on their own.
Okay, these people just are really sick. They didn't need that for a power source.
Yeah,
Also-
I feel like that's going a bit too far.
Cypress, that was probably the creature that released its aura that you counter charmed.
Oh, yeah. I really have. That would explain why I had a knee-jerk reaction, but got
Mhm.
through that. I've never really met a dragon I was afraid of, per
And
se.
Vim, Luna, and Eevee all make me perception checks.
I
We
can
can do
try.
that.
11.
22.
Vim, you notice as you're going down, you look up,
Uh-huh.
and hanging off of like the top of the area, off of the top of the prison, where there's some sort of like docking bay, you can see Millis dangling.
Oh, we gotta pull back up. Pull back up.
Bank, 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 bank.
Oh wait.
Luna will zip up there. Like,
Yeah, because what's your speed on that?
carpet's super fucking fast.
Mhm.
It's 80.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like 40
as-
that goes to 80 with.
with dash.
All right, yeah.
As you were all zipping up there, you like head past the draconic creature, and like on top of it, standing on it, with like a whip in hand, is Warden Cypress. And like as you're going up, they just make eye contact with you.
Well, that's something you don't see every day.
That's awkward.
The bomb wasn't us
That's true, actually.
this time.
And the draconic creature continues to basically crush the prison. It seems like Warden Cypress does not care about you at this moment.
But
like, and the draconic creature, as it crushes it, starts to
Like what?
move towards the city proper.
Oh, we should stop that once we get Millis. That is going to be a danger for people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, suppose I have to go and kill myself now. All right, moving on. And Cypress just like starts walking.
The man that's standing beside you actually like goes into a bag and hands you a pamphlet.
What?
Take it. I look
It
at
it
it.
literally just says, "So you have to kill an evil version of yourself."
Damn.
What the
Did
twist?
Edie get a copy of that?
Clap
You'd-
on the shoulder.
You'd be
Clap on the
surprised at
shoulder.
how often I've had to do that.
Al, I think you and I are gonna get along real swell.
Oh, I look forward to it. And they point
Yelling from
towards
the
the
distance.
giant dragon.
Oh.
They point towards the giant dragon. I think
Right,
that
that
might be
thing.
a little bit large for scale for you all.
Can we try to make it smaller in some way? Or make us bigger? Ooh, bigger.
It kind of looks over towards the docks where they've
The
unloaded a
racks.
fresh set
Oh,
of
I know.
each of those robotic things.
I'll be the Gold Ranger.
Well, I had a 3-day vacation, and this day just keeps getting better and better.
Let's get in the mech, Cypress, and they'll start running towards it.
I grab him by the scruff and I run because I have 4 legs, so I go faster.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Cypress
come
too.
on!
Cypress too.
Luna, Vim, and
Don't have
Evie,
time for this.
what would you all like to do? You've collected Millis. Millis is kind of in
Okay.
a daze, like in shock. She's just like, oh, everyone, I'm so
Why?
sorry.
Not your fault. Not your fault.
I didn't get dominated by her spell, and then she got really upset, and she called this thing. I feel like this is
That's-
decidedly my fault.
That's on her.
Oh
She
no,
is the
it is
one who
probably
called this
somehow my
thing.
fault. That is okay.
It's not your.
Okay.
This
Well, hey,
is the
you know
only
what?
person whose fault this is the Warden Cypress and the dragon.
Only one person summoned the dragon, but we don't have time for that right now. So,
Damn
Millis,
right.
how about? And I cast Summon Fae to summon my
Ooh.
big bat thing and everything. Millis, you take this out of the city while we go deal with this. Because if we just take you into the city, we're just taking you where things are gonna
You're a liability.
blow up and crash.
The bat appears, and collects Millis.
Not the drunk one.
No, not the
Different
drunk
one.
one. It is me, Bat Peaceful Peace Blossom.
No.
No, we're not doing this. I would have decidedly not
Peaceful
summoned one that
Peas
sounded
Blossom.
like that.
I imagine it's Batty from Ferngully.
Oh. My name is Batty.
Batty.
The logic is
Is
erratic.
But yes, the bat will scoop up Millis, and they will wouldn't
Fine.
gliding
Yeah,
be
it's just
faster their way
instruct
out
it
of the
to-
city.
Oh,
Inside so we can, and then because it is a little faster, and I mean I can technically outpace it with, but I'd have to be burning Misty Steps.
Mhm.
Mm.
I will get on the carpet as well so we can
Mhm.
speed.
So this giant draconic creature, as big as it is, because it is so large, it moves. It's moving quickly, but because it is so big, it is slow. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like it
Yeah.
is such a large creature that because of its size, it is moving slower than a creature that would be smaller is moving. And so, because of that, for this encounter, instead of using like a combat grid, we are going to theater the mind it a bit. You all have mobility and flight things. Tolatio will cast basically fly on Darius and Captain Cypress. So the two of you, basically your land speed becomes a fly speed. You can fly if you really believe. And
You can fly, you can fly, you can fly.
so as this massive draconic creature is basically finished crushing the prison, I'm going to have the party roll an initiative.
What you do to your foot?
Well,
Do you wanna
I feel
leave-
bad for everyone else who is in that prison.
Oh, the kobolds, you can see a number of the kobolds with like boats and things getting away. Like people, not everyone got murked. That one guard, not the one that helped you, but the asshole, they're dead.
Yay.
Ooh, Vim is motivated.
This is where I get an at 20 on initiative. Okay.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got a 4, so sorry.
Sorry, baby. What you did with your? What did you do to your foot?
Okay.
All right. And then Cypress, once you can, roll your initiative.
I'm sorry. My cat's feet are peeling.
Oh dear.
Oh.
I have to put some cream on them. It's because he keeps crawling up into places he's not feckin' supposed to be.
So Teddy.
Oh, sorry. I don't have a token, so
Mm.
Oh, you could have drag and drop. Sorry, I'll do that for you.
yeah, my apologies. It's a
What did you get, Cypress?
I got a
17.
17.
Alrighty. I'll just edit it, so just click on your token and do it that way. And I'm adding one more thing to our initiative counter.
Well, that was worse.
Well, I'm going to change it to the 17.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's just a matter of... Alrighty. Darius goes before the dragon. Vim. What would you
Okay.
like to do?
Really at this point, it just seems like I kind of have to go full bore at it. I am, depending on how we like get around it, I'm gonna try to be somewhat at the middle because I don't want to be like catching the dragon's eye, but I also don't want to be catching its weird tail head's eyes either.
Mhm.
And really just want to just start kind of letting loose on it and trying to keep moving almost around it.
Okay.
So that I'm not staying in one spot.
Yeah.
All right. So a 26.
A 26 is a hit,
Okay.
as you manage to find a break in the scales of the creature.
Okay. 17 damage.
17 damage. All right.
And 18.
An 18 is a miss.
Yeah, I figured. And that's even worse. That's some hot garbage.
Yep.
Okay.
So as you're like flying around this creature, Vim, and just firing arrows into it, your first one finds purchase in some of that draconic flesh, but the others just bounce off of the metal plating of this creature. And it notices you. It's almost like some sort of gnat is around it.
Yeah.
Rash.
So
Smash.
Rash has had flight cast on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Rash is obviously just going straight forward, but you know what, I'm gonna do this because I don't know which way she would go. Rash is gonna go at the warden.
Okay.
We're going to burn another rage, and yeah, she's just gonna start swinging at the warden.
All right.
24.
A 24 as Rash comes towards the warden with her creme brulee. The pan coming down, one of the tendrils of the whip jabs into the dragon, and part of its scales just come up and protect Cypress. That does not hit.
Okay.
Interesting.
Rash at this point can notice that Captain Cypress is that this warden Cypress her feet are almost like inside of the dragon a little bit.
Gross.
Ugh.
So, I think in
hate
the
it.
rage
Sorry,
and
Rose.
somewhat recognizing that, but also the frustration of that just happening, we'll just swing down at the dragon then.
Yeah, roll the hit.
Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Where did it go? There it goes. 18.
And it just bounces off.
Yeah. Okay.
Cypress, you're up.
All right, I am going to start off by giving Luna a combat inspiration. Sorry, yes, the
Helpful.
combat inspiration. Just hit a really great song on the
Nice.
playlist right now, so perfect. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. That's the bonus
Ba-bum.
action. And are we in currently right now? In my brain, where am I right now?
You're
in
on.
relation?
You're basically in the streets of the city,
Yes.
just on the edge of the city, near the docks, near the prison.
Right, and we're supposed to be heading towards the little meckies, right?
Well, that's an option. I just wanted to remind you all that they were there.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. Anything else that I have is I need to be closer to do things with. So, okay.
I mean, you
I'm
do
gonna
have a flight, and you can get into range of it with a move action with your flight.
That is true. I will do that then, and I will try to cast a spell
Okay.
on Cypress at a level 2.
Yes,
Sorry.
okay.
Natasha Sidious Laughter.
Alrighty, so they will make a wisdom saving throw. Alrighty, I need to do this.
Oh.
Where is Rat? There you are.
Oh. Oh.
23.
No. Why? The audacity. How dare you roll a 19?
Yes, I did. Hee hee.
Well, I'll make a movement to get up higher
Yeah, that's
into
fair.
the air as my
As you're
last
approaching,
string.
Warden Cypress locks eyes with you, and you can tell that there's a fair amount of ire being sent towards you, Evie.
Yeah, I just flip the bird. 2 birds in their direction.
Let me. Am I close enough to toss a wee little acid flask at Warden Cypress?
Go for it.
Yay. They need to make a DC 19 dex save.
Sure thing.
How ironic, a character based off of my character is being hit by something I usually throw from another character.
And with their feet all glued to the dragon like that, I imagine they'd have a harder time maybe with dex saves, maybe.
Well, no,
Maybe
because the
what-
dragon helps them with the deck save. It's like the building logic.
They
from
move with the
it's like the
drag.
building logic from League of Amazing Adventurers.
Yeah, the famously hated building logic from League of Amazing Adventures.
The very dexterous building.
You know, those.
That's only a 7.
Excellent. Then she takes 29 acid damage.
She takes 14 acid damage as she is resistant.
To acid specifically?
Mm-hmm.
I assume as part of the dragon.
The dragon.
This
Well,
dragon, like,
yeah.
as you're looking at it, you can tell, like, oh, 3 tails on the heads, 1 head here, 2 more heads on the side. Like, there's a lot of dragons that are grafted together into this thing.
What are the other colors of the other heads of the dragon?
You got the full chromatic spectrum. Roy G. Biv.
Okay, so this is just like
Okay.
DIY Tiamat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
DIY am at.
Very. Let me just say it. Oh, and I will. You can quote me out loud on this one.
Mhm.
Just like its owner, It's a sham of the original.
Oh, just wait. Luna,
That's me.
that's you. It's your
Um,
turn.
I'd like to bring myself closer so I can hit it with my sword.
All right, you can definitely fly into there to get to that point, and you can definitely do that.
Okay, we're gonna attack the dragon. 22?
22. That will hit. That will hit. Barely, but that will hit.
Good. How about a 28?
Okay,
Doing
so
better?
28 will hit as well, much better.
Okay.
So the fire damage is going to get halved. So that'll be
Wow,
8 fire
shocking.
and 19. Cool. All right. It's still very much looking fine.
Yeah, there's not much I can do about that right now, except toss Darius a magical inspiration. So the next spell you cast that restores HP or deals damage will have an extra D8 to that.
That's
Aw.
cool.
Darius, you're up.
It's very good you did that in a way, because what I have in mind possibly doesn't even involve a save. So, well, just based on what Cypress did, like, this is theater of the mind. How far is the creature from me?
You could get within 30 feet of it with a single move action.
Okay,
It's
but yeah, I
slowly,
can move.
it's sort of slowly worming its way towards the city.
Okay.
Warming.
Darius is gonna run up, his big old paws thumping the pavement. He is kind of methodically, as he's running, striking his mace on the ground, letting out sparks, and his face is just so done with all of this. So done with all of this. He just looks up at this creature with its metal attachments, and just, I'm done, and I'm gonna cast heat metal on the metal that's embedded in its
Oh, yeah.
body.
Yeah, you are.
This is a good target for it.
This is a very good target for it. And
Darius
unlike
is fucking done.
unlike Solasta, the metal that is clearly metal on it is metal and not leather.
I'm also
That metal be meddling.
Metal be meddling.
I'm also going to. I think. Hold on a second. Does heat metal get actually better as you scale it?
Plus 10.
I believe it does.
I think it does gain.
It
Yeah,
does.
if you upcast it.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
keep in mind that it's probably resistant to fire to a certain degree.
Well, then I need to juice it a little more than that.
Yeah.
And I'm getting the extra magic touch from our dear Hopebringer.
Yes.
All right, so it's a DC 17 con save. It
Just for the
fails.
damage, I think.
Woohoo!
So it'll take all 20. It'll take half to 10. Nice.
Add a D8 to that damage.
I shall roll the d8. 7, not
That's
bad.
another 3. All right. Yeah, Darius. So now it has disadvantage on attack rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also a great
It
thing
can't
about heat
drop
metal
it.
is technically the saving throw doesn't matter because the saving throw is not about damage. It's about whether you drop the thing. And since
Oh,
it
yeah.
can't drop it
Unless
because
it's
it's part of
willing
Oh,
to
it.
it's just
all of
taking it.
mechanical.
It can't. It's built
just-
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just taking it.
Yeah.
And technically now, I don't think there's a range on the sustain of it.
No.
Yeah, it'll just take this damage every turn.
No, technically I think it's just the
Right.
60 feet initially, and then it's just bonus action.
Yeah,
Pop
I
it.
think.
that's why.
So I
chicken
will
book was a
say,
thing.
at the start of this creature's turn, and at the start of Captain Cypress's turn, because they're the same creature, there is a certain amount of healing that happens. The flesh begins to restitch itself, and wounds begin to disappear. Then Captain Cypress is going to sing to themselves and give them a bardic inspiration. Sarah, I need you to make me a con saving throw against your wisdom DC. Or sorry,
You know-
charisma saving throw against your spell DC.
Are you doing what I think you're doing? Yeah. Okay.
What's wrong, Chad?
27.
No,
That-
I just.
That's a success. So you're going to take half of this damage.
Okay.
So you're going to take 1 point
damage.
of sonic damage. And you will not have disadvantage on your attack
no.
rolls.
Yeah.
Oh no. I basically just went. Really?
Alrighty, and I think as this creature with a bardic inspiration begins its turn, and each of its heads begin to move and be ready to attack,
Don't like any of that sound of any
that's
of
where we're
that.
going to end tonight's session.
Discount Tiamat. Tiamu Tiamat.
Thank you all so much.
Tiamat.
No offense
That will
to
be
Will.
that will be next week's
That's
episode
really
title.
funny.
Timuat.
Timu Tiamat. Timuat.
Oh,
Timuat.
I think Timu Tiamat is funny.
Timu Tiamat's better. But yeah, that'll be next week's episode title. But thank you all so much for coming to the Astral Calling. Join us next time as you see our party face off against the risen draconic godling. Toodaloo.
Such a shame.